The human body is an intricate machine. Two of its most vital systems are the cardiovascular and pulmonary systems. These systems ensure that oxygen reaches every cell and that carbon dioxide is removed from the body. Without them, life would not be possible. The heart, blood vessels, and lungs work tirelessly to keep us alive and active. These systems are so important that even a small problem can lead to serious health issues. For example, heart diseases and lung diseases are some of the leading causes of death worldwide. Understanding how these systems work can help us take better care of our health. It can also help us understand how to prevent diseases. In this essay, we will look at the anatomy and physiology of these systems. We will explore how they work and how they interact with each other. By the end, you will have a clear understanding of why these systems are so crucial to our well-being. Understanding the cardiopulmonary systems can help us make healthier choices. It can also help us understand the importance of regular checkups and a healthy lifestyle. So, let's dive in and explore these amazing systems. Cardiopulmonary anatomy refers to the structure of the heart and lungs. Physiology refers to their function. Together, they make up the cardiopulmonary system. This system is responsible for delivering oxygen to the body and removing carbon dioxide. The heart is a muscular organ that pumps blood throughout the body. The lungs are two large organs that take in oxygen and expel carbon dioxide. Blood vessels are the highways that carry blood between the heart and the rest of the body. These components work together to keep us alive and healthy. The cardiovascular system includes the heart, blood vessels, and blood. The pulmonary system includes the lungs and airways. These systems are closely connected and depend on each other to function properly. For example, the heart pumps blood to the lungs to get oxygen. Then, it pumps the oxygen-rich blood to the rest of the body. Understanding the anatomy and physiology of these systems can help us appreciate their importance. It can also help us understand how diseases affect them and how we can prevent these diseases. In the next sections, we will take a closer look at each component of these systems. The cardiovascular system is made up of several key components. These include the heart, blood vessels, and blood. Each component has a specific role to play in keeping the body healthy. The heart is the central organ of the cardiovascular system. It is a muscular pump that keeps blood moving throughout the body. The heart has 4 chambers, 2 atria and 2 ventricles. These chambers work together to pump blood to the lungs and the rest of the body. Blood vessels are the highways that carry blood throughout the body. There are 3 main types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart. Veins carry oxygen-poor blood back to the heart. Capillaries are tiny vessels where oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged. Blood is the fluid that carries oxygen, nutrients, and waste products. It is made up of red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. Red blood cells carry oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. White blood cells fight infection. Platelets help with blood clotting. Plasma is the liquid part of blood that carries nutrients and waste products. Understanding these components can help us appreciate how the cardiovascular system works. It can also help us understand how diseases like heart disease and high blood pressure affect the body. The heart is a powerful muscle that pumps blood throughout the body. It works like a pump, pushing blood through the blood vessels. The heart has 4 chambers, 2 atria and 2 ventricles. The atria receive blood, and the ventricles pump it out. The heart works in a cycle. First, the right atrium receives oxygen-poor blood from the body. This blood is pumped into the right ventricle. The right ventricle then pumps the blood to the lungs to get oxygen. In the lungs, the blood picks up oxygen and gets rid of carbon dioxide. Next, the oxygen-rich blood returns to the left atrium. This blood is then pumped into the left ventricle. The left ventricle pumps the oxygen-rich blood to the rest of the body. This cycle repeats continuously, keeping the body supplied with oxygen. The heart's ability to pump blood is crucial for survival. Any problem with the heart can affect the entire body. For example, heart attacks occur when blood flow to the heart is blocked. This can damage the heart muscle and affect its ability to pump blood. Understanding the heart's function can help us take better care of our health. It can also help us understand the importance of a healthy diet and regular exercise. Section 5. Anatomy of the respiratory system. The respiratory system is responsible for taking in oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. It includes the nose, trachea, bronchi, lungs, and alveoli. Each part plays a specific role in the process of breathing. The nose is the entry point for air. It filters, warms, and moistens the air before it enters the lungs. The trachea or windpipe is a tube that carries air from the nose to the bronchi. The bronchi are two tubes that branch off from the trachea and carry air into the lungs. The lungs are two large organs that fill with air when we breathe in. Inside the lungs, the bronchi branch into smaller tubes called bronchioles. These bronchioles end in tiny air sacs called alveoli. The alveoli are where gas exchange occurs. Oxygen passes from the alveoli into the blood, and carbon dioxide passes from the blood into the alveoli. The respiratory system is essential for life. Without it, our bodies would not get the oxygen they need to function. Understanding the anatomy of the respiratory system can help us appreciate its importance. It can also help us understand how diseases like asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, affect breathing. Section 6. The process of inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation and exhalation are the processes of taking in oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. These processes are also known as breathing. Breathing is controlled by the diaphragm, a large muscle located below the lungs. During inhalation, the diaphragm contracts and moves downward. This creates more space in the chest cavity, allowing the lungs to expand. As the lungs expand, air is drawn in through the nose and trachea. The air travels down the bronchi and into the alveoli, where oxygen is absorbed into the blood. During exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes and moves upward. This reduces the space in the chest cavity, causing the lungs to contract. As the lungs contract, air is pushed out of the alveoli, up through the bronchi and trachea, and out through the nose. This air is rich in carbon dioxide, which is a waste product of cellular metabolism. Inhalation and exhalation are continuous processes that keep us alive. Without them, our bodies would not get the oxygen they need to function. Understanding these processes can help us appreciate the importance of the respiratory system. It can also help us understand how diseases like asthma and COPD affect breathing. Section 7. Common respiratory diseases. The respiratory system can be affected by many diseases. Some of the most common respiratory diseases include asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD, and pneumonia. These diseases can make it difficult to breathe and affect the quality of life. Asthma is a chronic disease that causes inflammation and narrowing of the airways. This can make it difficult to breathe and cause symptoms like wheezing, coughing, and shortness of breath. Asthma can be triggered by allergens, exercise, cold air, and stress. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, is a group of diseases that cause airflow blockage and breathing problems. The most common types of COPD are emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Smoking is the leading cause of COPD. Symptoms include shortness of breath, chronic cough, and mucus production. Pneumonia is an infection that inflames the air sacs in the lungs. The air sacs may fill with fluid or pus, causing cough with phlegm, fever, chills, and difficulty breathing. Pneumonia can be caused by bacteria, viruses, or fungi. It can be serious, especially for infants, older adults, and people with weakened immune systems. Understanding these diseases can help us take steps to prevent them. It can also help us recognize the symptoms and seek treatment early. Section 8. Pulmonary function tests. Pulmonary function tests, or PFTs, are tests that measure how well the lungs are working. These tests can help diagnose respiratory diseases and monitor their progression. They can also help assess the effectiveness of treatment. One common PFT is spirometry. This test measures how much air you can breathe in and out, and how quickly you can exhale. During the test, you will breathe into a mouthpiece connected to a spirometer. The spirometer records the amount and rate of air you breathe in and out. Another common PFT is the gas diffusion test. This test measures how well oxygen passes from the lungs into the blood. During the test, you will breathe in a small amount of carbon monoxide. The amount of carbon monoxide in your exhaled air is then measured to determine how well your lungs are transferring oxygen. Pulmonary function tests are important tools for diagnosing and managing respiratory diseases. They can help doctors determine the severity of the disease and monitor its progression. They can also help assess the effectiveness of treatment and make necessary adjustments. Understanding these tests can help us appreciate their importance. It can also help us understand how doctors diagnose and manage respiratory diseases. Section 9. The interplay between cardiovascular and pulmonary systems. The cardiovascular and pulmonary systems are closely connected. They work together to ensure that oxygen reaches every cell in the body and that carbon dioxide is removed. This interplay is essential for life. The heart pumps oxygen-poor blood to the lungs. In the lungs, the blood picks up oxygen and gets rid of carbon dioxide. The oxygen-rich blood then returns to the heart, which pumps it to the rest of the body. This cycle repeats continuously, keeping the body supplied with oxygen and removing carbon dioxide. Any problem with one system can affect the other. For example, heart failure can lead to fluid buildup in the lungs, making it difficult to breathe. Similarly, lung diseases like COPD can make it difficult for the heart to pump blood effectively. This can lead to a condition called cardiopulmonary, where the right side of the heart fails. Understanding the interplay between these systems can help us appreciate their importance. It can also help us understand how diseases affect them and how we can prevent these diseases. By taking care of our heart and lungs, we can improve our overall health and quality of life. Section 10. Conclusion. The importance of cardiopulmonary health. The cardiovascular and pulmonary systems are essential for life. They work together to ensure that oxygen reaches every cell in the body and that carbon dioxide is removed. Without them, our bodies would not function properly. Understanding the anatomy and physiology of these systems can help us appreciate their importance. It can also help us understand how diseases affect them and how we can prevent these diseases. Regular checkups, a healthy diet, and regular exercise are important for maintaining cardiopulmonary health. By taking care of our heart and lungs, we can improve our overall health and quality of life. We can also reduce the risk of serious diseases like heart disease, asthma, and COPD. Understanding these systems can empower us to make healthier choices and take better care of our bodies. In conclusion, the cardiopulmonary systems are vital for our survival. They work tirelessly to keep us alive and active. By understanding how they work and taking steps to keep them healthy, we can improve our overall well-being and live longer, healthier lives.